Hey guys, welcome back to Let's Play Legend of Zelda: Link to the Past. So, have you guys ever wondered what it would be like to watch a video in post-recording? Well, that's what this is. Okay, so, a bunch of problems I had in this episode was, quite frankly, my controller really glitched out on me when this thing started up. Like, if you noticed a second ago how it was just kind of running the Pegasus boots on its own, yeah, that's what I'm talking about. This dungeon gave me actually quite a bit of trouble. I was surprised. I did realize a few things there, like the bombable floor, and I went down there. So I went down here, checked some of these pots, as you can see, stuff. Yeah, this dungeon gave me a whole lot more trouble. I was really starting to think, you know, this is probably becoming more and more like a blind run than, you know, another thing, because I played this game a long time ago, and back then, you know, I was really just kind of struggling to get through the temples and didn't actually slow down enough to memorize, you know, the dungeon layouts themselves. Like, some of the earlier dungeons I did that a little better, but this one not quite as much, and it really shows, I'm afraid. Now, regardless, what I really did like about this dungeon, though, is that, you know, I think it's a good way to ease you into the Dark World dungeons, you know, the palaces, because, you know, you can automatically tell off the music that, you know, it's different. Because the music in the Light World dungeons or whatever, you know, it sounds all cool and, like, mysterious and stuff, but, like, the music in the Dark World dungeons are just sinister and dark, and, yeah, that's one thing I think they achieved very well. I struggled both with my controller, like, I did not pick up that bomb. I have to get, like, a whole ton of stuff fixed. One of them being... Ay-yi-yi. Oh, man, this is painful just watching this. I hate my controller. My controller hated me. Sorry about the technical difficulties. Yeah, my controller just really, just... It needed to be swatted several times across the rear. I found that switch and managed to open up the, you know, that chest and all that, so that's what I did. And I died. Woo. So, yeah, as you can see right there, that's my controller, pressing whatever it wants, and it was incredibly frustrating. However, you know, a whole lot of this playthrough right here, though, I was just stuck trying to figure out where I was supposed to go. Because in all honesty, like, I think from now on, I should really try and take note. It's not a good idea to stop recording while you're in the middle of a dungeon, because if you're in the middle of a dungeon and you stop recording, what happens is, like, you know, for me, when I'm, like, doing a recording, like, my brain shuts off when I'm, like, talking, and so I end up, like, not only not memorize where everything is, but when I come back in, it's like, oh yeah, like right there, I threw both pots and then I realized, oh, well, crud. And, yeah, so I took that bomb and I threw it and blew that thing up. So, yeah, I was gradually just figuring this stuff out. My health meter, no one ever wants to hear that, but, you know, that's kind of how this will roll. Now, in all honesty, I think this is going to be a kind of cruddy episode to watch. I don't really know if you guys will like this, considering that, you know, I'm just kind of talking over gameplay that already existed. But yeah, so I finally figured out, you know, where the locked door was, and so I used it there. That didn't last me long because I died, so then I had to go back to the start. And so then I managed to get back here, and, yeah, that was no fun. So there were several instances while doing this dungeon that I just outright died and had to backtrack through to where I was before. That was no fun. It's found some bombs. I guess that's good, considering, you know, my controller made me waste so many earlier. But, you know, whatever. I just tried to kill that thing, because those are annoying. I think they're Dodongos. I'm not 100% sure on that. No one quote me. Yeah. Now, what was particularly confusing, though, about some areas of this game earlier on, that, like, I actually remembered a whole lot of the areas in this from Legend of Zelda 4 Swords Adventures, which borrowed a whole lot of A Link to the Past places. And, like, I remember when I was going through Hyrule Castle and stuff, like, the whole layout really confused me. So I finally got the dungeon item right there, the hammer. I was, like I said, about 4 swords. I was a little thinking that I was going to do a little more, but then, you know, it was just this little, like, thump. But, yeah, little complaints. So, yeah, I'd backtrack through this room, which is no fun and probably very boring for you to watch, so, yeah. Recently, as has been with, like, some recordings, I just outright realized that there was no way I was going to make completing this LP before, you know, Link Between Worlds came out because of school and all that, so I just kind of decided, you know, I'm slowing this down to, like, an episode a day, or something like that. They're probably not going to get an episode, you know, the day that Link Between Worlds comes out, because I have something to do that day. But you'll probably get an episode or two Saturday and the Thanksgiving break week. So then I came into this room and I found rupees and stuff. I was just kind of checking the room out and saw the spikes thing, and for some odd reason my first instinct was to try and cross right there and got hurt. I then realized it was a crack in the corner, so then I tried to, you know, go there. So that did some backtracking. So I opened up that pot, threw that, went back around. And I was very frustrated to find that, basically, I thought that was going to be like something that would drop me into the bottom floor or something that would be useful. And all that really happened was it made a hole in the floor. I was kind of irritated at that decision. Oh, and then I had the brilliant idea of using my potion right there. That really gave me a lot of problem when I got to the boss. Yeah. This is going to be the single most frustrating episode for any of you guys to watch, by the way. So, I was then trying to figure out, is there anything in here? And quickly found out, no, this room is absolutely pointless. So, that was the thing. And, you know, just, overall, this dungeon, just like when I was younger, I just remembered frustration, and I'm really wondering how the rest of these dungeons are going to go, because I remember a lot of these dungeons felt frustrating when I was younger, and I'm starting to wonder if it's going to be kind of the same kind of deal. So, I went through this doorway, I saw that, like, chest in the bottom there, but, yeah. So, I was trying to find that switch in this room. I played this game while I was tired, too, by the way. But yeah, no, with that whole thing that I was uploading and all that with my Let's Play videos, it is so hard to do 5 Let's Play videos with, like, you know, heavy-duty editing every single day. Like, that lasted for a little bit, but then I just kind of went, nope, I couldn't do it. So, I hate these red guys, honestly. There are several distinct things I can name about my frustrations with this temple, and these red guys are one of them. Because they just spit fireballs at you, and it's really hard to hit them, and I really think I came into this temple underprepared, because I you know, I didn't take really any time to do any side quests, which is something I normally would do in a Zelda game, but for some odd reason, I wasn't doing it. So, that was a thing. My controller glitched me up those stairs, as you can see from the placement of those bombs. I then went back downstairs and discovered, you know, that basically I had gone through to a point where I ran into a locked door, and I was also happy that I managed to get my health back up where I could do the beams. I completely forgot I could do that. But yeah, I got to, like, that locked door, and I realized, crud, I forgot a key. And so I spent, like, ages looking for that key. So let's go check that out. So then I got to this point where I just kept pressing on things, and I finally pushed that, like, down. I was thinking, oh, push it up, because I wasn't thinking that the game would push it off the platform, and I was wrong. And I found the key, and I was very frustrated at myself, but yeah, I found the key, so let's go back up to that one point. So then I got back into this room, and now I had a lot less health, so I was trying to find if I could hit it with the boomerang, which turned out to be unsuccessful. At this point, I was very frustrated. And I'm now starting to kind of remember why, I think. Like, this is a good game, but I'm just saying, I remember this was a very frustrating game for me. Like, I mean, this is a game to me where I think this might be just my personal opinion on this one, but I really think this is a game where a lot of the level design killed me more than it was the, you know, sheer, you know, my ability as a player. Because that was something I felt a lot when I was playing this, because... And so then I ran into this puzzle, which you would think would be easy as all heck. I was trying to do it like the classic Zelda 1 puzzle, and guess what? Herp, derp, 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 nope, 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 nope. So we'll speed up this, nah. I'll just, you know, skip up to... So... It was somewhere around this point that I finally figured out how to, like, push the thingy, whatever. So then I pushed forward on one of these blocks, and finally got it, and we went through. I got up to the point where I was about to fight the boss, and pummeled them. These guys were giving me a little bit of trouble, but I got him. And then came the boss fight. So I came into this room to fight the boss, and based off my memory and all that, I remembered that I had to hit his helmet with a hammer. I immediately was faced with really low health, and was trying to figure out what these attacks did, and was dodging around. So I tried to hit the mask some more. There was the tail bouncing around. And also, do you know what this part calls for? I think you know what this calls for. It calls for Death Collage! Yeah, I died a lot. So, I, at this point, got a much better grasp of how to fight this guy, but it was really frustrating having to go with, like, only 3 hearts of health. So, I just kept pummeling, and pummeling, and pummeling, as you can see right there. Ran away, like all heck. You have to shoot his crystal on his head in order to, like, kill him. So, I just kept trying to do that. He moves around a lot quicker once his mask is off, but, yeah. So you need to make sure to hit him with arrows, and I managed to hit the crystal on his head and killed him. Yay! And I had finished the dungeon. All in all, it was really frustrating, but I managed to pull it off. And, yeah. Do-do-do-do! Link, because of you, I can escape from the clutches of the evil monsters. Thank you. This world used to be the Golden Land where the Triforce was hidden. But because Ganon, the boss of thieves, wished it, the world was transformed. I'm sure he's intending to conquer even our light world after building his power here. He's trying to open a larger gate between worlds near the castle using our powers. But the gate is not open completely yet. If you 7 maidens come together, we can break the barrier around Ganon's hiding place. I will tell you where the other girls are held. I believe you will destroy Ganon. I will return to my original form at that time. Do you understand? Yes. May the way of the hero lead to the Triforce. Da-da-da-da. Okay. It was at this point I very quickly realized I think it's time for some side quests. Because, in all honesty, that was one of the most aggravating things I think I've ever recorded. Like, there was that one point where I died a lot in a Metroid 2 remake or whatever, but this one, I really need to do some side quests when I restart this. So as you see, you can kind of warp into the light world from anywhere, so I'm probably gonna try and stick with light world side quests for a while first. If you guys in the comments, which very few of you guys ever comment on my videos, but, you know, I appreciate those who do. Just feel free to, you know, leave any comments about side quests and stuff to help me out. I do have a walkthrough or whatever, but, you know, any help I can get would be very appreciated. So, I thank you all for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.